got Karma in the back here. We are going to our home. Karma hasn't been there yet, so, and it's on the 8th floor. So I'm a little nervous, but I truly feel like what is aligned for you is going to be what's best for everyone in your care. I think that so often when we have animals or kids, that we hold ourselves back from what feels right for us because we think it won't be right for those in our care. And I know that logically being on the 8th floor was not a good thing for Karma, but I wanted to be up high. When I actually allowed myself to admit that to myself, I was like, okay, we were actually supposed to be lower for Karma's sake, and they had to do a bunch of renovations on that one that would have taken months, and they were like, we have one on the 8th floor. I went and saw it because every loft is different at where I'm at. We got a dog, Squeaky. And I walked into the one that we're in and absolutely dead on fell in love. And so, yeah, it all worked out best for what I was looking for. And I know that she's going to have no problem. And I trust that at this point. I think throughout this process, what I've learned is I've had to spend lots of money all at once on new furniture and stuff. I got rid of most of my stuff because I was in a space with mold. So it was like, I don't want to keep this stuff. And it was time to sort of upgrade, to be honest. And what I've learned having to spend all this money at once and do all of this kind of, most of it solo, and moving into a completely different space. I mean, having to drive on the highway regularly, all this stuff, and not being very close, like where I've been temporarily staying compared to where I'm living and where I had to move my stuff and storage and all of that. It's not close. It's closer than it could be, right? But it's like 30 minutes maybe. And so what I'm learning is that once you transcend that initial fear and kind of break through it, it kind of dissolves and disappears. Meaning my hair is crazy, but once you kind of rip the Band-Aid off, it's no longer there. So prior to this, in my head, and that's the other thing, is fear is just an illusion of the mind and the comfort zones of what we've been conditioned to believe mentally, because thinking about having to buy the couch and the furniture and pay this and this and this and this and having to fork out all of the money, which I'm so grateful and thankful that I have had, that my mind was getting really anxious and nervous, and there was fear coming up mentally so much, not in my body but in my mind. And I have started to realize that when fear is coming up in my mind, it's something to be transcended. It's something to walk through and rip the Band-Aid off and say screw it and do it anyway. If it's in my body, then we listen. But as I've kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and just gone ahead and bought whatever I needed, I find that after I ripped that initial Band-Aid off and just started doing it, I've actually had zero fear, and I actually am enjoying the process of spending my money. And it's something that's become really fun for me, and buying the things and the designs and creating this beautiful, lovely space that is just so me and feels like me from the head to the toe of it, has been something that's been so enjoyable, rather than oh, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. And just like this, like sitting here doing these episodes and these vlogs, like I don't care about shooting at the right angle or looking my best. I've just started doing them, and maybe I'm not the best at it, but I think that it's really helped me bust through this like fear of perfection and fear of vulnerability and these things like that. And so yeah, that's my 2 cents, I guess, on transcending fear at this point as we've continued to walk through it. We have a bunch of shit that we have to get upstairs now upstairs, up to the space. We gotta get Karma up there, so we'll check in a bit. Okay, we just did a little grocery trip. You're so cute. I love you. I love you so much. This is your house. This is Carmi's house. So we just did a grocery trip, and so we're gonna take you through a little grocery haul. I figured that's great. We got a lot of easy stuff for the week, just easy stuff with everything going on. So I got these from Trader Joe's. I always like to get these. So I have a bunch of these up there. Then I'm addicted to the brown rice quinoa pasta. And we got this stuff in the fridge. These are old, but I eat these every morning. We got some of this from Trader Joe's. We got some lemons. We got some Power Greens. I got some of these for breakfast burritos. Blueberries, love this, obsessed with this. Love this, obsessed with this. It's like a tahini dip. We have steak, eggs, turkey, chicken, and some carrots. And that's all we got right now. But hey, it's a good place to start. Okay, we said we were going to show the realities of this. Just hooked up our internet, but in order to do it, I have to come in here, put my foot up here, crawl up onto this thing to plug that in, and take this plug out. But it's done. We have internet. And then over here, the most beautiful thing in the entire world. Look how aesthetic this looks. Look, guys, I get brownie points for this. We're gonna eat. Okay, we just got back from the gym, and it's like 8:30. So cute. So cute. I'm making a really quick and fast and easy dinner just because it's 8:30 already, and I'm exhausted and done. So yeah, we are just boiling some quinoa brown rice pasta. I have ground turkey breast that I meal prepped earlier, and then I'm gonna literally throw this on it with some greens. I'll show you guys when it's all mixed up. The finished product, it's kind of like a adult version of mac and cheese, like a healthy version. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this, take a shower, and go to sleep. We are winding down and going to bed now. Successfully, really enjoyed it. Obviously right at home here. Look how cute and how precious. She is so cute. Good morning. It's a new day in a new place, and I'm feeling good today.
I just got in some breath work, and then first thing in the morning I like to read instead of grabbing my phone, and journal a bit about my intentions for the day in a little journal here. Something that I think is really highly overlooked is setting your intentions for the day. Intentions are super powerful, and when I write down and kind of get specific about what I'm wanting to experience in my day, it always happens. And so, yeah, we're going to get in some reading, some journal time, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Just go potty. See, I just went potty. I did. So now we're going to open up the curtains, or the blinds, get some light. Karma's little corner over here. Yes. We got boxes that we got to take down today. We got this little blanket here for her to lay on because she was laying on the floor last night and I felt so bad. We got internet hooked up. We got books and stuff over here. I have some stuff that I want to put up on the walls, but they're so nice I don't want to put nails into them. So this is where we currently are right now still. I have a couch being delivered and a rug being delivered and TV being delivered and some more stuff are in here over the next couple of days, so hopefully it starts feeling more homey. We are going to get Miss Karma some breakfast. She left some of her dinner, and I'm gonna also get some breakfast going for myself. We are making breakfast now. I'm making these like blueberry turkey sausages that I make myself because it's just easier and less like artificial stuff than at the store, while also simultaneously writing a new newsletter because that's when things just sparked into my brain. So a little inside look into my newsletters, if you're on them, where they come from, how they come up. I literally am just in the middle of doing something and then it's like, oh, and it's this undeniable urge to share. And so I'm writing about purpose today. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, I will link it in my description. But yeah, this is what we got going on now.
A few hours later.
Obviously, we had a little meltdown today. I started sort of second guessing the location of things, needing grass. Let's try and close this. We did figure out that we can open these windows though, like, and they go all the way up. So fresh air, we can get fresh air. But yeah, this is a big culture shock, I feel like, for me and Karma. We're walking into the darkest room. But yeah, and so we got a little baby on the bed.
Are you a little baby? Are you a little baby? I love you. I love you.
I honestly just don't know what I'd be doing if I didn't have Karma, to be honest with you. But, yeah, we had a little bit of a meltdown earlier just because culture shock. I think that, well, to be honest, in my head I've held this vision of this house and this yard and having it be closer to nature, and that was like one of my intentions with my move, was being closer to nature. And I wanted to move to the mountains and was looking at that opportunity and started to have things sort of work its way out. And then this popped up, and it was getting to the point where like I really needed to move out of the space that I was temporarily in. And I didn't know if I wanted to share this, but we're gonna share it. We might as well, fuck it, right? Who cares? But yeah, really going to the next level with the vulnerability and intimacy. Thanks for holding space. We're going through it together. But yeah, so I actually, the house I was in, I lived with my mom, or my mom lived with me, however you want to spin it. And she is disabled, and I have been caretaking. And I love my mom and I'm grateful for her. However, she lacks boundaries, and it's a really not great relationship, and it was not healthy. I was expected to bend over backwards to prioritize her constantly. She lacked emotional maturity to take accountability and responsibility for her own things. And it got to a point where me being in that situation was not doing her or me any good. I don't want to bash her, because she did the best she knew how to as a parent growing up, but I think it was a very unfair situation to be in, because I was not respected. I was not treated nicely. A lot of times I was the pillow for all of the things going on in her life. And I made this excuse that it's fine. I understand why she's like this. I understand why she's like this for my whole life, because I did understand her own childhood wounds and things like that. We're having a pillow talk, guys. And so I made this excuse for her and took responsibility for it. I felt bad for her for a long time, and this is where I had to mentor my own self. And when I'd been manifesting a move out of that house, out of that situation for a while, like a long time, and I had taken years and traveled and big huge chunks and periods to travel, but Karma had Diesel, technically my mom's dog, who I obviously assumed responsibility for, but I love him so much and he's so cute, and Karma loved him. And so being alone here is a big change for us, and her being by herself is a big change for her. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, she's just a dog. Obviously you've never owned a dog, if that's what you're saying, okay? She's my soulmate, she's my twin flame, leave us alone. But yeah, and so I was in a Airbnb for a while, and then the Airbnb was up, and I felt like I was getting closer to where I needed to live, kind of thing. Like I could see it was close. So the last few weeks before we ended up here, I stayed in my mom's new place, and it was just getting to the point where I was like, I can't do this. If you are a really sensitive person, one, like an empath, which I think we all have the ability to feel other people's stuff, you know, but also if you are somebody who's doing and has done so much work on yourself and yet you still find yourself triggered, I would definitely look at the people around you in your environments and question, because I've done so much work on myself. I'm so self-aware, and I don't want to put myself on a pedestal and not take, you know, any credit for maybe the dynamic between us, but I've really truly done what I think would be absolutely everything. Literally, I've bent over backwards and sacrificed a lot of my life to help my mom. And the last week or couple weeks before we moved in here, I was with her, and it just got to a point where it wasn't good. It was getting really, really bad, like really bad. The treatment towards me
me not being able to like have space, and just honestly, I don't want to rag on her because she's my mom and I love her and I appreciate everything she's done for me, but she's just a negative person. Like, she wants to list all of the things that are going wrong in her life continuously. The first thing she does in the morning is wake up and start a long list of things that she wants to bitch and complain about in her life. And then she's very ungrateful about the things that are working out or who has helped her. And that list continues to be recited throughout the entire day. And yeah, so I was gone a lot and I was like, look, we got to get out of here. So I went ahead, and I'm not saying the place that I'm in isn't what I want. It is 1,000% what I was wanting in a different version or reality of myself, if that makes sense. I think we can have different realities that we kind of tap into, right? You could see this kind of future, and maybe that's not normal, maybe that's me, but maybe I'm psycho, I don't know. But you know, I can kind of see different timelines for myself, and I did see myself living here and a timeline. And when I walked into this space, it was a feeling of like, okay, let's do this. And so it's not to say that I don't want to be here and that this wasn't it and it didn't feel right, but this was not what I imagined. And today I think me and Karma had a rough time. Little update.